36 rooms of books. 36 rooms of books. Like, do I need to say anything else? 36 rooms of books. It was amazing. So I'm talking about the Book Loft, which is located in Columbus, Ohio, and the German Village. Just imagine this quaint town with cobblestone streets, and it's just lovely. I did not get to spend a lot of time in the German Village to check other stores out. I was in Columbus on a work trip. I actually took a road trip this time with a colleague and a dear friend and to Columbus from DC area. So it was about 7 hours, I would say, but it was a great time because we just talked the entire way. And she told me that she was going to take me to the Book Loft and I had to go. So I don't know about you all, but whenever I'm traveling for work, I am exhausted at the end of my days because it's nothing but like me putting out energy and there's not a lot of space in my day for me to recharge. And you know, an introvert, needs to recharge. And so I get to my hotel rooms at the end of my day and I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. But this time I was like, I'm not done no matter how late it is, because I'm going to the Book Loft. I've heard so much about this store and I have to go. And so I'm so glad I did. And I'm glad that we drove because I wasn't worried about like extra weight in my luggage so I could get a lot of books. So this store has 36 rooms filled with books, all kinds of books. I was so impressed with the selection and just the piles and piles of books and bookish things, also bookish things. And when I went in, you guys, I was like, I had to pause physically. I had to just stop because I was like, there's a lot of emotions happening right now at one time. I was excited. I was overwhelmed. I was curious. I had a surge of like instant energy. Like I just had like 3 special shots. I was no longer tired. I was ready to go. You know what? I think maybe the word that sums up how I was feeling, I was giddy. I was giddy. So yes, the Book Loft. Please, please, please visit the Book Loft. And I want to share with you guys my finds at the Book Loft. So I wasn't looking for any book in particular. I did not know, like, I didn't have a list. I didn't have anything like that. So I just was going in like, what's going to catch my fancy? And I have this game that I play with myself sometimes. I don't know if you all play little book games, but I have like some book games. And the game that I played with myself when I was at the Book Loft was I said I can only buy a book if it has the colors red and or yellow dominant in its cover. That was it. That was the rule. And that's what governed my book shopping. And I also had a boundary, another boundary line. So this one I've learned, well, I tested it out. So here's the deal. This might help you. When it comes to shopping, if I'm going, let's say, shoe shopping, I can go shoe shopping. I can know what I want and I can have an idea of a budget and I can stick to it. If I'm going makeup shopping, I can do the same thing. If I'm going clothes shopping, I can say, this is what I want, or here's what I'm looking for. Or even if I don't have anything in particular and I'm just like out shopping for clothes, I can have an idea of a budget. I get to the cash register. I'm pretty good. Maybe a little bit over, but you know, in the vicinity, pretty good. When it comes to books, something completely different happens, you guys. And I'm not so good. I'm far, far away from good. I get to the cash register and when the total comes, I'm usually like, what? Like, excuse me, how much? Wow. Did I do that? Did I really do that? Did I do that again? So because I knew I was going to a bookstore with 36 rooms of books, your girl did something different this time. I said, I'm going to bring cash. And my cash is going to be a physical, tangible, concrete boundary. No more. No more. You're done. And I will have you know that I spent all the cash, but it worked well. I did not go over the cash because that was it. So I was really excited about that. If you are like me, maybe that will help you out too. Bring cash when you go book shopping. All right, so let's get into the books that I found, my yellow and red covered books. And I'm going to start with this one because it's first in the pack. Oh, by the way, this bookstore had great discounts. Great discounts. Sorry if my camera's jiggling a little bit, but I want to start with this one. And you guys, I did not have like a whole lot of time because it was at night and it was near closing and I was with a group of people. And so I was trying to like move quickly. So I'm going to be reading to you what these books are about as I am reminding myself in some cases what they're about to. But again, it was a red and yellow book shopping day. So that's what it was. So this one is called Dear America, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen by Jose Antonio Vargas. It's the winner of the Pulitzer Prize. And I got this book for $7.99. $7.99. I think that that's great. And it says that this is not a book about the politics of immigration. This book at its core is not about immigration at all. This book is about homelessness, not in a traditional sense, but in the unsettled, unmoored psychological state that undocumented immigrants like myself and ourselves find ourselves in. This book is about lying and being forced to lie to get by, about passing as an American and as a contributing citizen, about families keeping them together and having to make new ones when you can't. This book is about constantly hiding from the government and, in the process, hiding from ourselves. This book is about what it means to not have a home. And this book kind of struck me to get because, especially with what's going on right now in our country with people who are immigrants and undocumented, I really just wanted to read a story that would help give me an insight, a more intimate insight into what that looks like, into somebody else's shoes. And so I really was happy to find this on the shelf. And yes, it's yellow, so it met my yellow theme. And I'm really excited to read this. So this one, if it's interest to you, again, it is Dear America, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen by Jose Antonio Vargas. Okay, the next book, as I set that one down on my list. So this one is another nonfiction work, and this one is by David Brooks. Do we see the yellow? It's not all yellow, but yellow is there, so it counts. And this one is The Second Mountain, The Quest for a Moral Life. I am a huge David Brooks fan. If you have not read him, what are you waiting for? Do yourself a favor. And I have one of his books on my shelf. It's somewhere. Oh, it's back there. The first David Brooks book that I read was How to Know People. And it was a life-changing read, you guys, a life-changing read. And so it is nonfiction, but it reads like literature because his writing he's such a good writer. He's a storyteller. And so that's kind of what you get. So I'm so drawn in by how he writes and also by what he is writing about. This particular book it says every so often you meet people who radiate joy, who seem to know why they were put on this earth, who glow with a kind of inner light. This inner peace, David Brooks reveals, comes not from a life of self-centered achievement, but a life of interdependence and commitment to others. In The Second Mountain, David Brooks explores the four main commitments that define a virtuous and meaningful life: to a spouse and family, to a vocation, to a philosophy or faith, and to a community. Our personal fulfillment ultimately depends on how well we choose to execute these commitments. We have taken individualism to the extreme, Brooks argues, and in the process, we have torn the social fabric in 1,000 different ways. And when I read that, when I was in the bookstore, I was like, yes, yes, and yes, we have. And so I was really drawn to pick up this book to read it because one of the things that I aspire to was to have a life, as he puts it, that is virtuous and meaningful. So David Brooks, The Second Mountain. He also wrote The Road to Character. And again, the book that I read, How to Know Someone. I think it's How to Know a Person. Is it? Yes, it is How to Know a Person. It's right there on my shelf. So there I go. Okay, on with the yellow theme, we have yellow face. So I just thought, hey, you are appropriate for my theme. And so I'm getting you. I was late to the register because the store was about to close when I ran past this book, literally just grabbed it because it is all yellow. And then it wasn't until I got home, I think, that I was like, what is this book about? So this book is about, it says author June Hayward and Athena Liu were supposed to be twin rising stars, but Athena's literary darling, June Hayward, is literally nobody. Who wants stories about basic white girls, June thinks. So when June witnesses Athena's death in a freak accident, she acts on impulse. She steals Athena's just finished masterpiece, an experimental novel about the unsung contributions of Chinese laborers during World War I. So what if June edits Athena's novel and sends it to her agent as her own work? And so what if she lets her publisher rebrand her as Juniper Song, complete with an ambiguously ethnic author photo? Doesn't this piece of history deserve to be told? Whoever the teller? That's what June claims, and the New York Times bestseller list seems to agree. Ah, yes. So this one, I mean, let's be honest. Has anyone ever just wanted to have a masterpiece manuscript just come into their life, just like fall into their life? I don't know. This one, I mean, I can say I have at some points in my life, just like let it fall into my life. I would love that. But I hope that I definitely would handle it better, you guys. Yes, I would if that happened. You got to give credit where credit is due. So yeah, this looks like a good read. It's also a New York best-selling author book here. So Yellowface. Oh, looking forward to giving that one a read. Okay, next. So this one is no yellow, but it has the red. Do you see my theme? Isn't it fun? So this one fascinated me because Shawshank, Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is one of my top favorite movies, TV movies. I only like to watch it on TV with commercial breaks though. I can't watch the whole movie. I don't know why that is. I think it's because the first time I watched it, it was, with the TV commercials and it came on, was it TNT or some channel? I had no idea. So I was like, Shawshank Redemption, this cannot be the Shawshank Redemption. And you guys, it is. Look, this is Shawshank Redemption. And so I will admit, I do not read Stephen King's works, but I had to get this one because I love Shawshank Redemption and I cannot wait to read the story and then compare the story to the movie and all of that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. And see, like, look, there's a little, isn't that a clever? It's like crawling through the tunnel. For those of you all who know the movie or who've read the book, you know what this is talking about. So Shawshank, had to get that. Okay. So this next one is a mix with the yellow and the red. And this is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Purple Hibiscus. I am a huge fan. If you have been on my channel, you know I'm a huge fan of hers. I just read not too long ago in March when it came out, actually, Dream Count, which is her latest novel. I did a video about that book, so I will leave it in the show notes below for you. And I also had a conversation with my sister and two of my sister friends. So I will also leave that video in the show notes for you all to enjoy. Both are really good, but you would really enjoy the conversation. It's part of my Books with Friends series. This one is very different from Dream Count. This one is focused on 15-year-old Kimbili and her older brother Jaja, and they live a privileged life. They live in a beautiful house and they attend an exclusive missionary school, but their home is anything but harmonious. Although their religious father is a respected businessman, at home he has impossible expectations of his children and his wife. When Kimbali's loving and outspoken auntie persuades her brother that the children should visit her, Kimbili and Jaja take their first step away from home. And once inside their auntie's flat in a smaller city, they discover a whole new world. And when they return home, changed by their newfound freedom, nothing can be the same as before. Yes, tension arises between the family, and Kimbili must find strength to keep her loved ones together, even after her mother commits a desperate act. So this one, you guys, right here, this is Purple Hibiscus, and I'm really looking forward to reading it by Chimamanda. Okay, the next one, no yellow, but all red. And the cover caught my attention. So this is called Strange House. It is a chilling Japanese mystery sensation. That's what it says. A chilling Japanese mystery sensation. And I'm so for it, you guys. I'm so excited. And it is written by Uketsu and translated by Jim Rion. I think that's how you say his name. And I just want to open up this book and show you that throughout the book, there are different sketches of layouts and blueprints. So I'm so excited about it. It says, when a writer fascinated by the macabre is approached by an acquaintance, he finds himself investigating an eerie house for sale in Tokyo. The building with its bright and spacious interior seems like the perfect home, but upon closer inspection, its floor plan reveals a mysterious dead space hidden between the walls. Seeking a second option and opinion, the writer shares the layouts with his friend, an architect, only to discover more unnerving details throughout. Yes. What happened to those former owners who disappeared without a trace? And when a body suddenly appears, yes, you have a mystery in the strange house. This is actually, the author actually has other books that are very similar to this. One is about like the strange drawing. I saw that in a bookstore that I was in the other day. So I'm going to give this one a read first and check it out. I actually was referred to to get this book, suggested to get this book by the gentleman who checked me in at the hotel in Columbus. And he was like, showed me his copy and was like, you should get it. And so I have it and I can't wait to read it. And I think I'm going to read this around Halloween time because, I'm going to read this with Stephen King just because it'll help get the spook on and get in the mood for the spooky holiday of the season. All right, my last book. Do we see the yellow and the red? I'm so excited. You guys, you have to do this. Like, go in a bookstore and like pick a color or a combination of colors. But if you pick a combination, limit yourself to 2 colors, because if you do more than 2 colors, then like most books will be able to read. And really try to only buy books with those colors. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And you'll find things and get things that maybe you would not have even like bother to get before. So do it. Okay. So this one is Mame. I believe that's how you say it, Mame. And it's by Jessica George. And it is about, Mame. Yes, Mame. Yes. It says Mame has many meanings in Twa, but in my case, it means woman. It's fair to say that Maddie's life in London is far from rewarding. With a mother who spends most of her time in Ghana, Maddie is the primary caretaker for her father, who suffers from advanced stage Parkinson's. At work, her boss is a nightmare, and Maddie's tired of always being the only Black person in every meeting. When her mom returns from her latest trip to Ghana, Maddie leaps at the chance to get out of the family home and finally start living. A self-acknowledged late bloomer, she's ready to experience some important first. She finds a flat to share. She says yes to after-work drinks, pushes for more recognition in her career, and throws herself into the bewildering world of internet dating. But it's not long before tragedy strikes, forcing Maddie to face the true nature of her unconventional family and the perils and rewards of putting her heart on the line. It says this is smart, funny, and deeply affecting. Mame deals with the themes of our time with humor and grace. I love it. So I picked this up. I also love the color. I love colors that look good, like on a shelf, standing up. And you guys, I also bought myself a bookmark because I love bookmarks. So I don't know if you can see this one. And this one says, I have no shelf control. And see, that's what I was talking about, which is why I have to come with cash. So it helps me have control. All right. So you guys, oops. There we go. I hope that you have enjoyed my share of all of my red and yellow books that I got at the Book Loft. If you are ever in Columbus, I'm sorry, the sun is setting, so the room is like getting darker. But if you are ever in Columbus, Ohio, do yourself a trip. Even if you are driving through and going someplace else, tell your people, no, I had to stop at the Book Loft. If they are not book people, tell them this is your time to use the bathroom or go down the street and get you something to eat. Get out the car and stretch your legs. Give you some time, okay, to go through the bookstore. Even if you only have like 15, 30 minutes, do yourself this favor and go check out the Book Loft bookstore. The people are great. The service is great. The vibe is great. The music was also great. The selection is wide and various and just does representation so well. And you will have a glorious time. Let me know if you've been to the Book Loft. Please leave it in the comments below. If you visit, give me a shout out. Let me know what you got. I would love to know. And until next time, you guys, stay happy, stay sane out in these streets. And as always, stay reading. Bye.